Hey there, wine lovers. Welcome back to our final introductory wine tasting session before we dive into more exciting adventures here at Water's Edge Winery Bistro of E-Town. Let's sip, savor, and answer that burning wine question as we toast to the journey ahead. So we made it to the end of our introductory wine tasting, and we saved the best for last. And the best meaning the sweet ones, the ones that everybody, especially around here in Hardin County, if not the state of Kentucky and all over, love and cater towards the most, sweet wines. And with this wine tasting episode, you'll understand and know why our sweet wines are different from other fruit wines that you may have tried in other establishments or bought at the liquor store. So the sweet wines, or fruit-infused wines that I will be showing you guys today is our Citrus Bliss, Wildcat Blues, Sunkiss'D Red, the fan favorite Princess, Wild Thang, and Got Red. So let's enjoy the fruit-infused wines made here in-house today. So with our fruit-infused wines, yes, they are all sweet, so we just pretty much follow the color components of white to red dealing with our fruit-infused wines. So we're going to start with our Citrus Bliss, which is our mango citrus. And this is a juicy, ripe mango complemented with a bright citrus burst of grapefruit, orange, and lemon flavors. And also to note, with our fruit-infused wines, yes, it starts from whites to the reds, but also goes from like not as sweet, it's still sweet, but still have like this off dryness, to the sweetest of sweets, which is our sweet reds. Now, if you guys remember the last question that was answered in the last video, which was, what's the difference between fruit wine and fruit-infused wines? And I gave you the answer, which is fruit wine is wine made with fruit, like strawberries or apples, pears, and so forth, while fruit-infused wine is grape wine. It is fused with fruit or herb flavors. And that is what we carry here at Water's Edge Winery Bistro of E-Town. Our Vitis vinifera grape wine is just infused with fruit flavoring, as you will see throughout this video. And we will start with our Citrus Bliss, which is infused with our mango and citrus flavors. Now with our Citrus Bliss mango citrus, remember it's a juicy ripe mango complemented with a bright citrus burst of grapefruit, orange, and lemon flavors. So this is a new wine that we just introduced during this winter seasons to see how much of a liking people are going to take towards it, as well as see if it'll be more towards our spring summer wines or it'll stay with the fall winter collection of our wines. Because I really base the fruit-infused wines more so on the seasons to best complement the weather as well. That's my preference. But if you're in our wine club, you can get to choose any of the wines, no matter what the season is, when you come in and enjoy some food, dinner, bistro, or just a glass or bottle of wine. So remember the 4 S's: sight, swirl, sniff, and sip. So first showed you like the nice clear complexion. Does have a light hint of goldenness to it, but it's pretty almost like a clear, nice white wine. And remember that this is a Vitis vinifera grape wine, so the grape varietal used to make this wine is a Pinot Gris or Pinot Grigio. So now after we admire the sight, we do our swirl. Remember, hold it by the stem. We don't hold it by the base of the glass. We hold it by the stem. and we can swirl it, but if you can't do it in the air, remember on a flat surface between the fingers, and slowly, doesn't matter either direction, left to right, right to left. Just get that swirl. And remember, during the sniff part, you can do it while swirling by wafting it. And you can really smell like the sweetness of the mango, and then also with that lemony citrusy of the orange as well. And then after that, you can sniff again once if you don't know how to multitask with swirling and swafting. So you can just notice the components of how the swirling aerates the wine and opens up those flavor components inside of the wine. And now their favorite part, sip. So the sweetness of the mango, I can tell, but then on the back end, it does give it that like orange lemony flavor as well. It may be a little grapefruit, but I feel like the orange and lemon flavors kind of overpower that grapefruit in my palate taste. Now remember, everyone's palate is different, so there is no wrong answer. Because everyone could be tasting the same thing or something different, but there is no wrong answer. But this is a nice, refreshing, light wine. And also to note with our fruit-infused wines, it's not like most sweet wines to where it has almost like this thick consistency, either first sip or mainly like the finish towards the end. Our wines, whether it's dry or fruit infused, is a nice smooth finish from first sip to the finish, to the end. So our citrus bliss will be like the perfect introduction into the sweet wines if people are scared to try our sweet wines on the basis of that thick syrupy consistency that most sweet wines have, but ours do not. So that's our citrus bliss. Let's move on to our next sweet white. So the next fruit infused wine that we'll be trying is our Wildcat Blues, or white cranberry, which is a special blend of white cranberry and Pinot Grigio. It is less tart due to early harvest in the cranberries with a beautiful burst of sweetness. And it is like a most popular sweet white that we have during the fall and winter months that people always ask for year round. So let's try our Wildcat Blues. Now with our Wildcat Blues, it is a white cranberry. So it's a special blend of white cranberry and Pinot Grigio blended together because it's less tart due to the early harvesting of cranberries, but it has a beautiful burst of sweetness as well. And so remember, we start with the sight. So I'm just so used to going into the swirling part. But just admire the beautiful color, which is the same as like the main, which is the same as the citrus bliss, the mango citrus, with this light golden color. And now down to the swirl. Remember, start swirling from the stem of the glass and not the base. And if you can't do it in the air yet, start on the base of the table and just swirl. And now we're just going to swab. Now with the Wildcat Blues, you can definitely smell the sweetness in it, like right off the bat with the scent. So you can probably notice just off the scent of it that the taste is just going to be out of its world, which is the same with a lot of our fruit infused wines. Like, it has a beautiful nose. And now the best part, the sip. And remember, the base of this is with the Pinot Grigio, but with the white cranberry flavor infused with it, really gives this dry wine a beautiful, powerful sweetness with the cranberries. And you can definitely taste the cranberries in this wine, Wildcat Blues, as well. It's very light and refreshing, and it's like sweet with from beginning to end. I can see why people love and cater more towards the Wildcat Blues in the fall winter time. All right, guys, now we're finished with the whites. We're going to move on to the fruit-infused blushes now. So let's continue the journey with our Sunkiss'D Red, our strawberry fruit-infused wine, which is a medium pink white Merlot, lays the groundwork with natural strawberry flavors, weaving in a pleasant sweetness. And here's our Sunkiss'D Red, our strawberry fruit-infused flavored wine. So we notice it has a beautiful medium pink blush coloring. And now that we swirl, and now we sip. Oh yeah, that's really good. It's like you're just eating a glass full of strawberries. And also to know, like sweet wines, they usually range in alcohol percentage is like usually like 12%. It may be a little higher, but with ours, they are 7%. So they don't really have much alcohol, but they are like the creepers. Because before you know it, once you get down to maybe, I don't know about a glass, maybe like 2 glasses or so, or if you get like a full bottle, you will definitely be feeling this. And it is like a smooth, easygoing wine. So it is made with a white Merlot mixed with a fruit-infused strawberry flavoring. So that's what gives it its beautiful, pleasant sweetness to it. And also during the, if you remember in our last behind the scenes with our fruit-infused wines, our fruit-infused wines have the quickest turnover. They are made within 4 weeks, while our whites and reds are made between 6 to 8 weeks. So that also contributes to why the alcohol percentage is not as high than it is in the whites and reds or other sweet wines that you can find at other establishments or at your local liquor stores. So they're low on alcohol percentage, but they still pack a great punch in taste and value. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. And we move on to our next blush fruit-infused wine. Now we are making a stop at one of our fan favorite wines that we've had since we've opened in the year of 2020, which is our Princess, our raspberry dragon fruit fruit-infused wine. It is a white Merlot that gives it a fire excitement with a sweet addition of Princess, a raspberry dragon fruit. Used with white Merlot gives a fire excitement with a sweet addition of dragon fruit splashed with cool tangy raspberries. So let's go and see why this is the fan favorite that you guys love every time. Now let's try our fan favorite Princess Raspberry Dragon Fruit. Now she does have a beautiful blush coloring just like our Sunkiss'D Red, but maybe just not as deep like the Sunkiss'D Red. As you can like see with the coloring. And now with the swirl, so we can open up and aerate the wine. And remember, if you can't do it in the air, you can do it on a flat surface as well. like smeller. And now we go to the sniffing. You can definitely smell the raspberries and the dragon fruit. And now we get to the sip. She is definitely sweeter than the Sunkiss'D Red strawberry. And that the dragon fruit, the sweetness really brings out the cool tanginess and also like a little sweetness in the raspberries as well. But still got a little tartness in it, but it's like the sweetness just overpowers it, but it's like a beautiful combination of both. Which I can see why, because it's like you don't normally see these flavor components, especially together. So I can see why people have catered towards the Princess Raspberry Dragon Fruit than any other, I want to say basic wine flavor components, but you don't really see flavors like that in stores or other establishments, especially made with a vitis vinifera wine, grape wine, and then just infuse it with those flavor components. So sometimes I feel like a mad scientist doing all this. And also remember, like, our fruit-infused wines are only 7%, but this is the 4th one in, and I'm already getting like a little buzz from it. And also with our wine tastings, you get a choice of 5 wines, 1 ounce pours, and those 1 ounce pours equates to our full glass of wine, which is 5 ounces. So our tastings are a pre-selected flight, which is 2 ounces. So that's pretty much 2 glasses of wine in one setting. So we have a great little options to really get the party started here. You can do a nice little tasting, or you can try a pre-selected flight of the week. And also a fun fact, the Princess won a silver award in the Libation Wine, Beer, and Spirits Award. So let's cheers to that. All right, guys, we got our whites and our blushes of fruit-infused out the way. We're down to the last stretch. We're at our sweet reds. And the first one we're going to be trying is our Wild Thang. Not Thing, Wild Thang with an A. Wildberry. She's a big red Shiraz, creates a beautiful combination of wild-filled berries to create a wonderful fruity treat. So let's get started with our Wild Thang. Now let's get started with our Wild Thang, wild berry fruit-infused wine. Remember, she's a big red Shiraz, creates a beautiful combination of wild-filled berries to create a wonderful fruity treat. Alright, so she has a beautiful deep red coloring with the help of that Shiraz. And now with the swirl, look at that. Remember, it helps aerate and opens up the wine so you can get those notes on the nose. You can definitely smell those berries flavoring. Almost gives you like reminds me of a candy. I can't think of a candy, but it's like, I don't know if it's like a Starburst or it's like one of those candies I used to eat when I was a child. It just smells exactly like that, just bringing back a nostalgic moment. Maybe that's why she called Wild Thang. Alright, so now that we admired the side, we doing the swirl, we did the sniff on the nose, and now let's get that wonderful sip. And that's a beautiful sweet red wine. You can definitely taste the berries in every sip. It's sweet, light, doesn't have that thick syrupy consistency like none of the wines, whether it's a dry white, red, or even their blushes. They do not have that thick consistency. So they make the perfect wine to sip all year round. But even better when you have certain flavors to help complement the seasons of the year. She's very smooth, but packs a big, powerful punch with those wild-filled berries. Wild Thang is one for the books. Makes you want to start singing that song, Wild Thang. Doom, 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 doom. You make my heart sing. All right, so let's go to the last one, or Fruit-Infused, and also my personal favorite, and also some others' favorite as well. And now last but definitely not least, our Got Red, which is our blackberry fruit-infused wine, and also the winemaker, which is moi, favorite wine, as well as another gold medal winner in the Wine, Spirits, and Beer Awards, our Got Red Blackberry. She is a natural combination of slightly tart acidity with a pleasant sweetness that makes blackberries the perfect complement to this robust Cabernet Sauvignon. So let's try my favorite, as well as the judges who gifted her this beautiful gold medal, Got Red Blackberry. All right, so let's get started with our Got Red Blackberry flavored fruit-infused wine. So she has a beautiful, deep red coloring, almost like a Wild Thing, but probably like a nice, deeper burgundy red. And so we're going to get our swirl on. Remember, if you can't do it in the air, you can also do it on a flat surface. So we can open it up and aerate that wine so we can get some notes on the nose. And once we swirl, like you can just definitely taste the sweetness of those blackberries in this wine. Beautiful, bright notes on the nose. So let's get our sip on now. Definitely a nice sweet wine. Definitely taste that blackberries, but it's still definitely just got that sweetness, just overpowers it. Now our red wines in the fruit-infused categories are the sweetest overall. Whether it's our Got Red Blackberry, our Wild Thing Wildberry, our Cardinal Red, which is another popular one with the fans, which is a raspberry peach flavoring, as well as our Blood Orange and so forth. But I'm really was happy that one of my favorite wines won an award. It's just the first of many awards that I'll be receiving from here on out. But yeah, I'm very happy with the Got Red winning an award because she does taste beautiful. Have a perfect balance with the Cabernet and the sweetness of the blackberries, beautiful deep colors, and she's smooth from the very first sip to the last. Yeah. And also another helpful tip is that if you love any of our fruit-infused wine, if you want to make it into like a nice little bubbly spritzer, for an extra $1, you can add an ounce of our sparkling wine to give it that nice little spritzer feel to it, but still enjoy the wonderful flavor components of our fruit-infused wines. So the next time you're here dining inside Water's Edge Winery or Bistro of E-Town, order a glass of fruit-infused wines and also ask to make it a spritzer for an extra $1. But that's a wrap, guys, into our introductory wine tasting. Woo! Congratulations, y'all made it to the end. I hope you guys understand the basics of wine, the difference between a Concord grape and a Vitis vinifera, the differences between the whites, reds, the blushes, and our fruit-infused wines. Each grape varietal that goes into those wines, the nose components, and everything else. I hope you guys enjoyed, learned some things, and is on the start of becoming a wine connoisseur yourselves. And also, if you haven't noticed, with the other previous videos of the proper technique of wine tasting, which is you go from dry to sweet, whites to red. So you start with your dry whites, and then you go on to anything that else is dry, which is our dry reds. And with our blushes, being the perfect in-between balance of dry and sweet, they go after our reds, and then we move on to our fruit-infused wines that you guys have tried and seen today. So you can get the best experience with your wine tastings. And this isn't the end of our wine journey. This is just the beginning, because now we're going to move on more into our wine connoisseur. Now you should know how the proper techniques on tasting the wine. You can use that to pair it. So we're going to be introducing how to do a proper tasting and pair of different foods, from cheeses, meats, to dinner entrees, and so forth. So please be on the lookout not only for those videos, but also our live classes as well. So you guys can participate in the wine journey as well, with tasting the same wines that I'm showcasing with you guys as well, but also pair those wines with the cheeses that complement, meat that complements the food, and so forth. So it's going to be a fun journey for everyone. Also some commemorative gifts so you can remember these fun classes, and also you can take to the next classes, because they're all going to be intertwined together. But also as a little commemorative gift to showcase your wine connoisseur skills, and also be the next best thing at your own house party, someone else's house party, or wherever, whatever. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, guys.